among all the shit on my workbench, I have something very cool. The brand new State All-Road Gravel Fork. Let's take a look. All right, so this is the new gravel suspension fork from State. It is an air fork with 40 millimeters of travel. We got 30 millimeter stanchions. The air valve is on the left, and we have a low speed compression with a lockout. I think it's 7 or 8 clicks, and actually they're pretty firm clicks, which is pretty nice. And then they do have a air chart on back, so it shows you what PSI to pump the fork up based off your weight. That is very handy and convenient. And to go with that, they also have a travel indicator ring, which is cool. And right here it says, warning, for cross-country use only. Do not use for dirt jumper, downhill, all mountain, or a remodel. Doesn't say anything about pump track. I really dig the graphics. They're pretty subtle. That's the way I like it. Looks really good. So I'm going to get this thing loaded up on my State All-Road 6061. I am very excited to see how this thing handles on the trail. It should be pretty cool. So just out of curiosity, I decided to weigh the carbon fork that's coming off there, and it says 1.04 pounds. And then the new suspension fork comes in at 3.45 pounds. After playing around with some pressures, my suggestion is to find your fork pressure based off the chart on the fork and fill it 20 psi past that number. Then using a pressure gauge, dial it back to your recommended setting. I was losing a lot of fork pressure when removing the shock pump, and I assume this is because it's a very small air chamber, not like the typical enduro mountain bike forks that I'm used to playing with. One thing to keep in mind is that you'll need to cut the steerer tube down and also install a star nut that's included in the box. But if you have a State carbon fork, you can skip that step and use a compression plug that comes stock with all State carbon fork equipped bikes. As with most things in gravel and road biking, State use flat mounted brakes, which is a cycling standard that I loathe, but it is what it is, and I really don't blame them for it. The fork uses a standard 12x100 through axle and is compatible with 650B or 700C tires up to 2.3, and features slacker geometry for stability. Something that comes in handy the further into the travel you go. Suspension gravel forks have been growing in hype and popularity the last few years, and it doesn't surprise me seeing offerings from brands like SR Suntour, Fox, and RockShox. But when State announced their suspension fork, I was a bit shocked. To be honest, I wasn't too sold on the idea of adding suspension to my speed machine. But I've been trying to be more open to testing products I'm not completely sure on, and end up being pleasantly surprised 95% of the time. I expected to notice the almost 2.5 pound weight penalty immediately, especially considering I swapped out my quicker 700C wheel set for my beefy 650B set. But the only thing I could notice is how much more fun and lively the bike felt. I expected the comfort to be improved, but it really improved. Way more than I expected. I ended up charging through some nasty stuff in not so great conditions because my confidence in front wheel traction ballooned quite a bit. As far as settings go, I played around with the pressures, and as usual for me, I preferred to be on the stiffer side of the pressure chart for my weight and with a decent amount of compression. Fully open, you definitely go through the travel and eat the bumps, but I found myself riding a lot of the time in the 5th or 6th compression click. The lockout absolutely works as it should, and it came in handy when hitting the pavement or smooth gravel. The only thing holding back my speed was the tire choice on the day. I probably should have tested my 700C wheel set for this video, but to be fair, I'm not sure I would have gained or learned anything I wouldn't have expected. If you're new to our channel and you like bikes, adventure, history, mystery, and good times, check out our Cyclopath series. We're up to 8 episodes now, and if you're watching this video, chances are you'll find something you'll dig in that series. And stick around until the end of the video for a preview of our latest episode from Marquette, Michigan. I came away from this review with a lot of smiles. The State all-road suspension fork is a lot of fun. As someone who loves to challenge themselves on single track, the fork opens up a lot of opportunities on the trail to charge harder and feel safer and more comfortable getting loose. For now, the fork is staying on the bike, something I wasn't sure that I'd say. I look forward to putting more miles and abuse on this thing, and maybe I'll do a follow-up in the future. If you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments or head over to our Instagram and send me a message. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. How's it going, everyone? Today I'm coming at you guys with another episode of Psychopaths. Today I'm in my favorite riding spot, Marquette, Michigan, and my guest today is Kelvin from the Shred Shed. Nice. Kelvin, I'm not kidding.
No way. You're kidding.
I'm not dead ass. They found a man dead right here. But this dude's story has one too many parallels to my life.
Oh no.
I'm not comfortable with.
Well,
Okay.
it's a Wisconsin thing, apparently.